Jason Yester, Trinity Brewing Company, and I am the captain of the pirate ship. Trinity was initially named that for people, planet, profit, so it's the triple P, specifically in that order too. So we're definitely very much like a community style pub. So that's where the people side of it comes into it. We like to refer to ourselves as a public house. There's no TVs here. We like to have our customers have discourse amongst each other. The planet part comes in on our environmental green approach to the business. We salvaged 2 different barns to build this place. We also recycled a ton of glass for our bar top and pretty much recycle almost all of our waste. There's pretty much nothing that goes into the garbage, including also like our compost. That's the planet side of it, and profit, obviously. Unfortunately, you have to have money to run most businesses. We've got to take care of the people that work for us, and we've got to be able to pay our bills. Okay, so I started my career with a high volume 6-pack brewery. Learned a ton of things at the brewery, and also learned a way to structure this place that made it a little bit more doable for the employees, where we were comfortable. We do aged beers. We don't have as much physical labor, but it takes a lot more training and mental capacity to make these beers. We go for low volume, higher margin, and it seems to be working, you know. Everybody here is comfortably financially. Nobody has crazy hours until like 3 a.m. and like start at 4 a.m. Everybody is happy here. It's a very important thing to take care of the employees. We all know each other really well. These guys are always together, literally. So it's a pretty tight little family. If there's ever like anybody that needs help, you know, we help each other out. Like, yeah, we're all extremely close. We know each other very well. I would prefer to be brewing. You know, I've got a microbiology degree. I did a quality control program set up basically for Bristol Brewing when I was in college. That was a large amount of work, and one thing that I learned by doing that work was I didn't want to be in the lab. I wanted to be stirring barley. You know, I wanted to be throwing hops into the boil. I wanted to be roasting pumpkin by hand. Those are the things that I really like. I really feel attracted to the culinary side of being a brewer. I love how flavors work, not only with really unique raw materials, but also with, you know, all the base ingredients and the really cool bacterias and yeasts and all the really different flavors that we make in our beers. As far as the Saison theme, basically when you drink a glass of Saison, you should feel the region that it was brewed in the glass, whether it be like a farm type of flavor from a wild yeast, barnyard type of flavor that actually like brings the barn into your glass, or a fruit flavor. Like we used choke cherries from Durango, Colorado to make a Saison with a couple months ago. You should really taste the region and the land in your glass. You should also taste the season in your glass. As the seasons change, obviously you're going to have brand new flavors every single season. And all of that should be within Saison. What's really hard as a brewer is when you're depending on raw materials, sometimes they come through and sometimes they don't. Sometimes you have more of one thing, sometimes you have less. You got to be like very flexible and creative with the recipes. Every time that we craft a Saison, it's different. You should feel the artisanal side of this beer too. Yeah, theme-wise for our brewery, I can say specifically that's what our entire business is based off of, is literally being a community. That starts from the farm up. Our beers are mostly focused on Saisons. We did 45 different seasonals on our calendar this year, which is crazy. I mean, when you think about it, there's only 52 weeks in a year. So it's a new beer almost every week. And a lot of those beers are harvest Saisons. Saison is the French word for season. And basically what we do with those beers is we find what's coming out with local harvest. We've got relationships with local farms, and we get choice harvests and make really cool beers with them. That keeps the money local. It keeps the money within our region. We have an eco-regional flair with our beers because of it. We have flavors that are only created right here in Colorado. That's what makes us unique. I don't think there's any brewer in Colorado that works as hard with raw materials as we do. And so it is a lot of hands-on work. Like when we do our cucumber beer in June, when cucumbers are fresh, we have to peel all the cucumber skins. And that's 740 pounds. It takes 4 of us a full week of peeling cucumbers to make that beer. And it's literally like, being in the military and being in trouble or something, but a little bit more fun because we have quite a bit of beer that we're drinking while we're peeling too. So that's basically where the theme is, and that theme extends all the way into our bar. So it's community from top to bottom, from employee to patron, from everybody that we buy raw materials with. We invest in the community around us. We've been to GABF 5 times, and the very first year that we entered, we won a gold medal with TPS report, which was, as far as I know, the very first 100% Brettanomyces fermented beer in the United States. I tasted it, and the first time I tasted it, I said, that's a gold medal. Like, it was that shocking. And I don't usually boast, but that's how good that beer turned out. And sure enough, 6 months later, we won a gold medal with it. And that was kind of where we started with this whole barrel age project and starting to focus on wild and sour beers too. But that also goes along with our Saison theme. It's a very common theme to have with a brewery that does Saisons to also do sours and wild beers. So we won a gold medal with that. Then 2 years later, we won a bronze medal again with that beer. 2 different categories. The gold was in experimental, bronze was in American bred. 2 years ago, we also won a gold medal for our cucumber Saison in field beer. And this year, we won a bronze medal again. So we've won 4 medals at the Great American Beer Fest with our beers. We've also been named top 25 beers in the world by Draft Magazine 2 years in a row. So those are very notable awards, and we won 2 silver medals at the Festival of Barrel Aged Beer in Chicago, which is very competitive. That's what the festival is all barrel aged beers. We won a silver with Easy Swinger for American Brett, and also another silver for 365 for Wild Acidic. So we've been racking in the medals, man. It's been a great year for us. We're proud of our beers. We're just very proud and passionate about the work that we do. Well, I think a lot of the theme from Saison still carries into our food, especially in the summertime. We've got an outdoor organic garden that we grow right on the side of the brewery. We harvest a lot of our own herbs during the summertime and a lot of our own greens right out of that garden. Basically, the theme with our food is, fresh harvest. Let's work with local farmers. Let's get like those really vibrant, alive flavors into our food. Let's make something that's unique. Let's do it organically as much as possible. Let's cater to both vegetarians and carnivores. It's a welcoming place. And again, the food side of it is going back to community. We work specifically with ABOG, which is an organization that has 9 or 10 farmers in it locally. And that's usually where we source most of our produce from. We've been to the farms, we know the farmers personally. And again, that theme is going to be very vibrant in every aspect of our business here at Trinity. Brewing is definitely what I have a passion for, but I also love going out into the market and tasting people on beers, doing education. It's a whole new realm that I haven't ever really focused on, and I'm really enjoying it. Tom's got one of the best beers in the brewing business, to be honest with you. I think the only guy in Colorado that I think has a better beard than him is Scott Whitsoe at Wits End, because he's got the same girth, but he's got like the stripe, thing going on. And it's all natural, so there's some pretty rockin' beards in this business. There's no question about it.